This is what impunity looks like. Less than 2 weeks after a violent mob of Israeli settlers shot and killed a Palestinian teenager, the 2 main suspects in the murder have been released from jail. The first settler, Elisha Yared, was released due to a lack of evidence. Meanwhile, Yahyel Indor was released to house arrest, with his lawyers arguing that he killed the teenager in self-defense. Let's get the facts straight. Yahyel Indor and Elisha Yared, who just so happened to be an ex-aide of the far-right minister Itamar Ben-Gvir, joined a mob of Israeli settlers and launched an attack on the Palestinian village of Burqa. They threw rocks at homes, fired live ammunition, and set cars on fire. As Palestinians from the village defended their homes from the attack, the settlers shot and killed 19-year-old Qusay معطان. And while Israeli police typically fail to investigate settler attacks against Palestinians, this time they did, and they asked the courts not to release the settlers because of the mountain of evidence against them. But the court did anyway. Now, let's imagine if the roles were reversed. If a Palestinian killed an Israeli, there's basically 2 things that would have happened. They either would have been shot and killed at the scene, or a widespread manhunt by Israeli soldiers would have hunted them down and swiftly arrested them. Their family's home would have been demolished as a punitive measure, and they would be tried by an Israeli military court and likely sentenced to multiple life sentences in jail. But in this case, because the killers are Israeli settlers, they are being tried in a civil court, a court that has released them to await trial in the comfort of their own homes. And therein lies the problem. Settlers like Yared and Indore carry out their attacks because they know that they can get away with it. Attacks like the one on Burqa are happening at a rate of 3 times per day. But because they are happening under a system of apartheid, where the military aid the settlers, the police fail to investigate them, and the courts refuse to prosecute them, settlers continue to get away with murder, literally.